N-Acetyl Cysteine has spiked in popularity over the past 2 years, and there's good reason for it. One, it's very inexpensive. Two, the science shows that it offers tremendous benefits to your overall health. And then number three, the FDA has spoken out against taking it in supplement form, which made it more popular and a little bit controversial. Hey Wellness Warrior, I'm Dr. Zyrowski, and I have used N-Acetyl Cysteine for a long time in both my personal life and in clinical practice. And the reason I really love it is because it offers such great benefits to your overall health. You can take it on a daily basis in low doses, and as I mentioned before, it is very, very inexpensive compared to many other supplements out there that don't offer you near as many benefits that cost a lot more money. So let's dive into some of the benefits that N-Acetyl Cysteine can actually offer you. Now, the first on our list is going to be it will boost glutathione in your body. And this is a tremendous benefit. And what you're going to find is that this benefit, boosting glutathione, will have a trickle-down effect across many systems of your body, improving your health. Now, glutathione, if you're not familiar with it, is a powerful antioxidant. It's considered the most powerful antioxidant in the body and very important. If you are depleted of glutathione, you would die because that's how important it is at keeping you alive. Now, according to the research here, one of the things it shows us is that NAC will help replenish glutathione stores in the body. It'll also support this important antioxidant so that it can fight off free radicals, protect your cells from damage, and even support tissue healing. Now, the other thing that it's been shown to do is help improve your immune health and also contribute to longevity. Now, you may ask yourself, well, if glutathione is so beneficial, why not actually just supplement with glutathione and not NAC? Well, that's a good question. Now, one of the troubles with supplementing with glutathione itself is that your body won't use it very efficiently. The other problem is it's very expensive, so trying to supplement with glutathione regularly would just probably be out of budget for most people, whereas you can take NAC, it's cheaper, and that precursor to glutathione will help produce more anyway. So I'm a big fan of using NAC to boost glutathione within your body. Now, the next benefit that it offers is it's going to support detoxification and also support your kidney and liver health, okay? Recently, I just did a video on toxic kidneys. I did a video on toxic liver. It's a big problem today because we are coming across so many environmental toxins that are crushing people's health. And people say to me all the time, well, Dr. Zyrowski, why in the world do we have to detox? We have these detox organs. They take care of everything for us. But unfortunately, our bodies were not designed to deal with the onslaught of toxins that we come across in modern society, especially today. I mean, people are dousing everything with chemicals and cleaners and antibacterials. And so we have to make sure that when these things are getting on our skin, getting in our bodies, that we're really supporting our detox organs to get them back out. Now, as we look at N-Acetyl Cysteine, it supports the body's detoxification process. In fact, if you became, toxic and you were poisoned and you went to the hospital, they would use an IV with NAC in it to actually help support getting those toxins from your body. And then also, it's been shown to reduce kidney and liver damage and work as a powerful anti-inflammatory. So as we look at N-Acetyl Cysteine, I mean, my goodness, it's already showing with just these two things to be wildly beneficial for your overall health. Now, the next area that N-Acetyl Cysteine can really benefit your health all comes down to your brain health. And that's a pretty important one because N-Acetyl Cysteine has been shown to improve psychiatric disorders, addictive behavior, and also slow the aging process on the brain. According to the research, N-Acetyl Cysteine reduces oxidative damage to the brain cells. It also slows the loss of cognitive ability. These are both natural with aging, okay? So if you can slow that process down, that's huge. We look around to, family or maybe friends that have Alzheimer's and dementia, it's a big deal. Now, if you can slowly nudge things in a healthier direction every single day using NAC, then why not? Now, the other thing that happens when you look at these psychiatric disorders out there is that the brain becomes very unhealthy. We get the neurotransmitters, which are like hormones in the brain, they start to become imbalanced, and then you start to get an inflammatory cycle in the brain, and that just spirals out of control. And also, the detox mechanism within the brain becomes damaged, okay? Now, many people don't know this, but your brain actually has the ability to detox. But if that mechanism becomes damaged, you get this negative feedback cycle where it's like you get inflammation, that inflammation causes more inflammation, and it can lead to psychiatric disorders. N-Acetyl Cysteine has been shown to help with bipolar disease, depression, people who are suffering with anxiety, people who have OCD. So it's been shown to help with psychiatric disorders. Simply, I believe, because it helps with the inflammation, it helps balance those neurotransmitters, and then you get some better results when it comes to your brain health. Now, the other thing that NAC does for your brain, which is very interesting, is it supports reducing addictive behavior. So if somebody is addicted to, let's say, cigarettes and nicotine, it actually can help you come off of that, which is pretty cool, okay? And a lot of people do have addictive behaviors. We tend to think, oh yeah, you know, that person on drugs, or that person who can't get off the cigarettes, they're the ones that are addicted. But at the end of the day, almost everybody has addictive behaviors around food, around maybe it's caffeine, whatever it is, but they're very common, and N-Acetyl Cysteine can actually help with this. Now, this is where things get a little bit weird. I mentioned before that NAC is a little bit controversial, and you're like, how in the world could this be controversial? It's highly beneficial. The research proves it. You've mentioned many benefits so far. Well, it became controversial because the FDA said, well, you know, I don't know about this N-Acetyl Cysteine stuff. Maybe we should turn it into a drug, because I don't think people should be able to just get it over the counter. And so as the FDA made decisions like that, major retailers like Amazon, they went and pulled it, and other major chain stores pulled it and no longer sell it, simply because they didn't want to fall under the scrutiny of the FDA. And it was a very interesting time frame in which this all happened, because it was right around the time frame that there were some very compelling studies coming out showing that this is very good for people who are suffering from the virus. So during the pandemic, the FDA kind of put a hit on this particular item here, the N-Acetyl Cysteine, and I'm going to show you why it is so beneficial for your respiratory system, which just so happens to be a place that this virus attacks violently in many, many people. And by the way, you still can get NAC. I'll put a link in the description below to the NAC that I use. It's highly absorbable, very good quality, and I'm a big fan of it. I take it daily. So as we look at your respiratory system, NAC has been shown, according to the research, to relieve symptoms of respiratory conditions. It acts as an expectorant. That basically means that it will help loosen the mucus up in the pathways in the lungs and help get it out, okay? That's very important for people who get a lot of congestion buildup. Now, the other thing that it's gonna help do is it's gonna help replenish glutathione, which we talked about, and that alone is going to help reduce inflammation in the bronchial tubes and the lung tissue, okay? Straight from the research. And this is interesting because we know if somebody gets this virus, it violently sends a storm of inflammation to the lungs. Now, it also helps people with COPD, which is going to be highly beneficial. It helps reducing shortness of breath in coughing, which is very important. It will reduce the exacerbation and lung decline, which is also something that happens to people who are very, very ill from the virus. There's a study that showed that incidence of complete recovery from ventilator-associated pneumonia was 56% using NAC. Okay, versus the placebo group which was like 35%, okay? What this one study showed is NAC is safe and effective to prevent and delay ventilator-associated pneumonia. It helps keep people off a ventilator. That seems pretty dang good, okay? Why aren't more people talking about this? So here's another thing, straight from a study. By thinning mucus in the bronchial tubes and boosting glutathione levels, NAC may help decrease the severity and frequency of wheezing, coughing, and respiratory attacks. So as I mentioned, I don't know why, as we are in a place where many people are suffering from lung issues, this would be controversial, but the FDA deemed it so, and like I said, they wanted to make it a prescription drug. So I'm highly against that, and I think that people should be able to get very simple amino acids just like this in order to improve their health. Now, another area that N-Acetyl Cysteine has been shown to be very beneficial in is improving fertility in both men and women. That's pretty cool. So a lot of women and men are facing infertility issues today, so you could use N-Acetyl Cysteine to hopefully help bring you back to a place where you could conceive. Also, it helps stabilize your blood sugar by decreasing inflammation. You know, whenever you decrease inflammation in the body, a lot of good things happen. And even with your blood sugar, a lot of people think that like type 2 diabetes is just about eating right. Well, certainly it's about eating right, it's about cutting out sugar, but you also have to fix that inflammatory component, right? So it's not just cut the sugar and everything's better. You have to decrease inflammation. N-Acetyl Cysteine is going to help boost glutathione, which in turn will decrease inflammation, which could lower your blood sugar and help you fight off insulin resistance. And we know that there's over 100 million people who are unknowingly suffering from prediabetes. So I think this is a pretty good answer for them as well. From what we've seen so far, N-Acetyl Cysteine has amazing benefits. And I'm hoping that I'm convincing you to at least investigate it for your own personal health. Now, the next benefit of N-Acetyl Cysteine, of course, is great too. And that is it can reduce the risk of heart disease, okay? When we look at the top killers of people today, it comes down to heart disease, cancer, and type 2 diabetes. And I'm talking people dying prematurely. It's like when you heard of the person who died in their 40s and 50s, and the guy who had a heart attack when he turned 50. I mean, this stuff is killing a lot of people. And so if we can do this one thing on a daily basis that will really help reduce our risk, then why not? Now, according to the studies, oxidative damage to the heart tissue leads to many problems, such as heart disease. It causes strokes, it leads to heart attacks and other serious conditions. And of course, N-Acetyl Cysteine reduces the risk of this oxidative damage. Now, it also improves nitric oxide production, which will help the veins dilate and it will improve blood flow throughout the body. That's another big thing that people complain about as they age. You know, my blood flow just isn't as good. Now, NAC also has been shown to reduce the oxidative damage to your cholesterol. And that's something that is very important to understand, because a lot of people get freaked out about their LDL cholesterol being high, right? But it's really not that LDL cholesterol being high that's the big risk factor. It's the oxidative damage that's happening to the cholesterol. It's the laying down of that cholesterol in the arteries, the inflammation in the artery that you have to truly be afraid of. And so there you have it. N-Acetyl Cysteine will certainly help improve your heart health. Now, I highlighted before that NAC has a really profound benefit on your respiratory health. And I found this to be very important because when people get the virus today, one of the things that typically leads to poor outcomes, including death, is respiratory system failure. People get put on ventilators. We've read that NAC can help keep you off a ventilator, get you off of a ventilator. But beyond that, as it pertains to your immune system, it also is worth noting that NAC is very